I feel like making a video on a different topic, so in this one I'm going to react to this video from PragerU, which is titled Was Hitler Far Right or Far Left? Pretty stupid title in my opinion, but let's see what he has to say and add a few things. And this video is politics related. If you're the type of person that does not listen to someone just because you disagree with them politically, then that's fine, I don't care. You're probably not the type of person that I want in my channel anyway. Ideally, even if you disagree with me, you should have an open mind and still listen to what I have to say, because there's always a chance that you're wrong. And same for me as well. All right, I'm gonna get started.
Dennis, I'd like your perspective on whether you think Hitler was far right or was actually a far left ideologue. Okay, thank you for your time. I enjoy listening to Fireside Chat every week. All the best. Thank you. Hitler was left-wing in that he believed in socialism. Remember,
False. He did not believe in socialism. The name of his party was National Socialism, which didn't mean anything. He only used the word socialism in his political party to gain votes from the poor and the middle class to gain political power. In the beginning of the century, Germany was pretty rich. Then in 1910s, they had World War I. Then they had the Treaty of Versailles, which pretty much meant they had to spend a lot of money for war reparations. They didn't have that money, so they printed a lot of money. That caused hyperinflation in 1923. That made the economic situation even worse. 1929, the Great Depression in the USA. So pretty much the American banks, they removed all the loans they had in Germany. So the German economy completely collapsed. Unemployment was extremely high and poverty was extremely common. Early 1930s, the Chancellor of Germany implemented policies like increasing taxes on the poor and the middle class, slashing government salaries, cutting unemployment benefits, etc. That made the economy even worse, and then communism was becoming extremely popular amongst the poor, which was a lot of people because of the crisis. So the rich industrialists, they did not want communists to win because they didn't want to lose their fortune. So they financially backed Hitler to beat the communists when it comes to political power. So in the end, Hitler was extremely funded by the rich industrialists because they wanted him to beat the communists, and he did. And the rich industrialists, they were protected, and they worked alongside Hitler while he was a dictator of Germany. So Hitler was actually funded by hypercapitalists, and using the word socialism in the name of his party was actually just a strategy to get votes from the public because socialism and communism were becoming extremely popular because people were broke. Some rich industrialists had money, but the vast majority of people were extremely broke, so they were attracted to communism and socialism. That's why he had socialism in the name of his party. He has nothing to do with being a socialist. His policies have nothing to do with socialism. Socialism is people own the means of production. It distributes wealth. It creates worker unions. It creates safety nets. Hitler did the opposite. He removed safety nets. He removed worker unions. And instead of the money going into welfare, education, health, safety nets, etc., all the money went to the military. That is not socialism. That is not an economy.
Nazism is National Socialism. Very few people know that, especially if you go to college where you don't learn much.
Why are all these people anti-college? I mean, I used to be like, oh bro, why is everything political? Because everything is connected. All of these people saying that college is a scam, they're pretty much always conservative. And I'm not saying that that's the case for every conservative, but overall there's a strong correlation. People that say college is a scam, they're usually conservatives. Even if not all conservatives think that way.
But that is what Nazism stands for, National Socialism. In that sense, it was left-wing, but it was not left-wing in another sense. The left divided the world by class. That's the classic Marxist division of the world, class, the proletariat and the oppressor, if you will. Whereas Hitler divided the world by race. Race is not a left-wing or a right-wing value. It has become a left-wing value in the last 25 years in the West. All of a sudden, race matters incredibly. The left has actually, in some ways, abandoned classic Marxist.
No, the left still thinks of things when it comes to classes, and also there's a very strong correlation anyway with classes and race. But overall, I would say most of them look at it through the lens of classes. And it makes sense. Just look at the current administration. They manipulate the public to gain political power, and then they do what they want. They do insider trading, they scam you, they do a bunch of illegal stuff. They never go to prison, and you do, if you do even a fraction of what they did. So I don't see how it's crazy to look at things through the lens of classes. And just because you do that, that doesn't mean that you are a Marxist or a communist. There's a lot of nuance that he's missing.
Division by class and now made it by race.
False. I don't see how that's the case. He's just putting words in people's mouths, I guess.
But race was neither left nor right until this moment. It is not a right-wing value. I mean, I live
What the fuck does that mean?
among people on the right. None of them. Not one person I know is a racist.
Dude, I don't like when people talk about politics through the lens of value judgments. People have this idea that, oh, you cannot have studies about politics because they're value judgments, they're not measurable, but they don't realize that a lot of the time, these value judgments, at the core, they have claims about reality that can be measured. Therefore, they can be proven wrong or right. The values of the, whether or not it's conservative or democratic ideology, they are based on the presumption that these policies are a net positive. So yeah, you can actually disprove political views because they're backed by claims about reality. And I'm not talking about ethics, I'm not talking about abortion and stuff like that. I'm talking about which model, for example, is better for the economy.
Till this moment, it is not a right-wing value. I mean, I live among people on the right. None of them. Not one person I know is a racist.
Yeah, sure. So this guy, he created PragerU. He has a bunch of conservative millionaires and billionaires funding this project. And a bunch of those conservative billionaires, they actually fund studies to try to prove race realism. And they use incorrect methodologies on purpose because they want to manipulate public opinion into believing that ideology so that they can actually gain political power and advance their political views so that they can deregulate and pay less taxes. These are friends of his that invest in his company. And the vast majority, if not all, of the people that invest, when it comes to the billionaires, there are people like Christian nationalists and white nationalists, which of course tends to imply that they are racist. You can say whatever you want, but the facts say otherwise.
They find the idea preposterous. So it's not right to say that he was right-wing, and it's not right to say he was only left-wing. He was partially left-wing. And by the way,
Partially left wing. Why? Just because the name of the party had socialist in it. You're not even going to look at the policies. So, removing worker unions, cutting off welfare, cutting off social safety nets, and only giving some of these funds to people that are the race that you want to promote and the people that are loyal to you. And the money from taxes, instead of going towards improving equality of opportunity, they just went to the military. How is that leftism? It's not. Center left would be something like the Nordic countries, where they have free market economies, but they also apply principles of Keynesian economics. They are hybrids, they are mixed economies, and those tend to fare better compared to pure economies, whether it's communism or hypercapitalism. It's been studied. We have a bunch of studies. Metrics improve.
he hated capitalism, hated it. I just read a new biography of Hitler, and that was a major part of the biography, how much the man hated capitalism.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure he did. He was backed by hypercapitalists. He would not win without hypercapitalists. And by hyper, I mean that they put money above everything else. I mean, they destroyed the country just because they wanted to protect their wealth. Hitler did not like communism, and he also did not like capitalism. He had a different economy, which was a really terrible economy, removing worker unions, removing safety nets, and putting all the money into the military and expanding territory to weapons, being sold by the rich industrialists that actually backed Hitler to win. How is that hating capitalism?
That's also not taught in college.
Oh yeah, also not taught in college. Bro, if I'm gonna study, for example, computer science, why the fuck would I learn stuff about Hitler? Like, why are all these people against college? He has so many subscribers, like, so many people are getting brainwashed by this. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I really dislike misinformation. I think it's the worst problem we have now. How can you implement a solution if you don't even believe in the problem? So yeah, I think this is part of the misinformation problem. Channels like these, like PragerU, if you do what I say, which is fact-checking every claim, you're going to realize that channels like these, they are wrong almost 100% of the time. Sometimes they say half-truths, sometimes they say things that are completely wrong or lack context. Overall, you're going to see that they're either pathological liars or just ignorant, or both. So again, when I say fact-check every claim, that includes my channel, and that also includes political channels. If you watch political content, please do that. Because channels like these, you're not going to be able to watch more videos because you're going to be so tired of fact-checking things and realizing they were wrong over and over and over again that you're just going to filter out all these bullshit channels that just lie to you all the fucking time. This is a propaganda channel. This is backed by right-wing libertarian billionaires that just want to reduce taxes and reduce regulation. They are trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get your vote. That's why they keep spending millions backing up these guys so that they can promote this message, so that in the end they can pay less taxes and have less regulation. Some of the billionaires that pay him, they got rich through oil, and they want more deregulation in the industry and to pay less corporate taxes. And by the way, if you check the comments, which, I usually avoid, all the people are agreeing with them. I don't see a single comment disagreeing. And in fact, a lot of the comments, they're saying, oh bro, he was left, he was far left. Hitler was far left. Do they ever mention any policy to justify that claim? No. It's just vibes. It's just pure vibes. Oh, I think he was far left just because he had socialist in the name of the party. It's vibes. There's no studies. There's no policies being analyzed. There's no history or context. It's all vibes. It's just, oh, I feel like this is true. Or my intuition tells me this is true. So the things I talk about when it comes to, for example, looks, nutrition, etc., that applies to this type of content too. Because manipulation can come from multiple different fields, and just because you don't fall for misinformation in one field, that doesn't mean that you don't fall for it in another. So yeah, I fucking hate this video. This is really stupid. Everything was wrong. And yeah, if you want more videos like this, for whatever reason, just let me know.